everyone! I do want to apologize for not having uploaded a video this past week. Sometimes things come up and YouTube just can't always be my priority. I'm just not always up to making videos. Today we wanted to talk about the value of collecting. And this is actually one of my underlying messages in everything I post on the internet. And my most favorite thing that I have ever posted on YouTube and Flickr is this post that I wrote on Flickr called What My Dolls Mean to Me. And that really summarizes like why I'm here and why I'm sharing my doll collection and what I hope to share with you guys about collecting and life. I think one of the most frustrating things about being a collector of any kind, whether you're collecting toys or dolls or stamps, whatever it is people constantly tell you and ask you, whether they're other collectors or people who don't collect at all, won't that take away the value?
That works.
When are you going to sell this? You know you could make money doing insert thing here. It's really disheartening that that's how people view everything in life. That like in order for something to be validated, in order for something to be worthwhile,
it literally has to be profitable.
Yes, it has to be financially profitable.
Being an educator, I've learned a lot over the years about intrinsic versus extrinsic value. Intrinsic value is something that you're doing it from the heart. You're doing it to achieve your goals for you and for nobody or nothing else. Extrinsic is if Oliver learned how not to chew on dolls because we were giving him a treaty every time he stayed away from a doll. That's extrinsic motivation. So I like to believe that the reason we're collecting dolls is intrinsic. We're doing it because it makes us feel good, it makes us happy, not because we're hoping to get something financial out of it.
I remember when we were younger and we got our first American Girls, our friends also got American Girls around the same time, and they weren't allowed to touch the American Girls. They literally just sat in their rooms like on their doll beds, and they weren't allowed to do anything with them whatsoever. And I remember mentioning this to my mom, and my mom said, I think that's a waste of money. I didn't buy you, Molly and Addie, so that you do anything with them. I bought them for you to make you happy. It was something along those lines. And that always stuck with me, even though, my mom's been gone for many, many years. I always remember her saying that. And my dad would say the same things. Like, he would buy me something way overpriced. Like, my, Dolls of the World Princess of the Nile Barbie. She's my most expensive Barbie doll. I think she cost around $100 on eBay, like years and years and years ago. And my dad told me, you can open her. I bought her for you to enjoy. I didn't buy her for you because, she's worth something or for you to resell. That's kind of like where we got it from. Like, for instance, my dad took a massive cut and pay so he could literally work in town 10 minutes away from like our house. And so he could have lunch every day with my mom. And he said that that was the best part of his whole day, was having lunch with my mom. His highlight of his day would be if he was driving downtown and he passed my mom in her car. And that was his favorite part of the day when I learned to drive in high school. We would pass each other. That was what my dad valued above all else. He took a massive cut in pay. But we saw him. When I was really little, we never saw my dad. He plowed all the time. We just never saw him. And I feel like that's what we have kind of learned through our earlier experiences in life and through our later experiences in life. And that's what's translated into our doll collection. And people don't seem to get that. And you just can't explain it to people who don't understand.
No, I mean, I know some people that I've known for like getting close to 4 years now that no matter how many times I explain to them that Shelly and I aren't doing the dolls for money, they don't get it. And what bothers me the most about it, I think, just from my own perspective, is that, the dolls for Shelly have been like therapeutic and have really helped her to like deal with mental health and to feel better about herself and to try different things and to be more positive and to enrich her life. And I would never want to tie that up with financial gain, those extrinsic motivations where suddenly you're worrying about how it could be profitable instead of just enjoying it, because that adds stress. And when you're adding stress to what used to be a really therapeutic hobby, it loses its therapeutic value.
And I think for some people, there's a way that they can make money from what they love and keep the balance.
I'm not saying you can't.
But for me personally, I don't handle stress well. And I put a lot of pressure on myself and I never feel good enough about things. And people constantly ask me, like even here on YouTube, like, oh, you could sell your earrings or your doll stands, or you could clean up dolls for other people and make money. You could monetize your videos. And I appreciate that, like, other people think I'm good enough to, like, make money off of it. It's very flattering. I know doing that would ruin me. I would be sitting up all night worrying about, like, those earrings I sent out to someone and, oh my god, they're not good enough. I can't imagine, like, if I made something and someone's like, I hate it, I want my money back, like, how that would make me feel. As Colleen said, this has been, like, my therapy. This is what's gotten me through losing my dad, and this is what's gotten me to the better place that I'm at now. I would never want to compromise that, and that was something I acknowledged when I started this Flickr account, 1,000 Splendid Dolls, and when I started this YouTube, 1,000 Splendid Dolls. If there's something you do that you love, it's very important to put a lot of thought into it before you mix it with money. Because I know when I first got back into doll collecting and my dad and I started making doll stands, I did think a lot about, like, oh, I could sell these. And I actually had a friend I used to make stands for and send them, like, as a gift. That made me not like making stands anymore. It made me, like, I would spend hours making a stand that otherwise might have taken me, like, 40 minutes.
Right, because when she was doing it for someone else, she was more worried about it being good enough than if she was just making it to put on her shelf.
I think that for me, that's why I don't mind opening a doll or redoing a doll's hair. For me, it's not about, like, what will this doll sell for later. It's about how this doll makes me feel in the moment and what will enrich that experience.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people after Christmas were kind of shocked because we got 3 older Barbies that were boxed and we opened them all and we didn't save the boxes. Because a lot of people thought the excitement in getting the box would be to keep them boxed. Now for me, I know that looking at a doll box, and I know some people like to look at a box, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But for me personally, when I look at a Barbie in a box, I'm thinking, oh, look, she comes with that little ice cream that matches our other little ice cream, and oh, I could put her shirt on so-and-so for this picture. And the dolls in the box, it really limits your imagination and what you can do with it. You can't fix the hair, you can't use their shoes, you can't even really all the time see what shoes they come with.
You can't put their outfit on another doll.
Yeah, you can't change them into something else to look pretty for a picture. It really limits your imagination, and also they take up a lot more space.
And also, honestly, the dolls all rot anyways in the boxes. Even if they're kept nicely, those elastics are gonna dry rot. Things are gonna start falling down. Even the
so
best
after a while,
dolls.
they don't even look nice.
And that's not to say, like, I'm not advocating open all your dolls or
No.
redo all their hair or make them all handmade earrings. I think what I'm trying to say is do what makes you happy and don't let the potential, like, the value's gonna be lost deter you from being happy in anything in life. And I know there are people who don't collect dolls who watch my videos, and this can apply to you too with whatever you do. It's kind of like if you are into tattoos and people say, you're gonna regret that tattoo, you're ruining your good looks. And I've had people, like, say that to me about coloring my hair, like, oh, you'd be a lot better looking without the orange hair. You know, it's like, but this makes me happy. Tattoos make someone happy. Opening up your doll and washing your hair makes you happy. And at the end of the day, happiness is the thing that has the greatest value in life. Because you don't know what the future's gonna bring. To be honest with you, most dolls don't hold their value, even if you keep them boxed. American Girls. This is a original white body 1986 Molly doll. She's really not worth much more than a brand new Molly from right around the time they retired that's still in her package.
Yeah, I mean, what I paid for her was right about, like just a hair more than what you paid for Grace.
Kanani Akina goes for more money than Molly McIntyre, the original one. So you never know.
And that can fluctuate. I mean, when Marisol Luna first sold out around Christmas, everybody wanted her and she was worth a ton of money, right? Nobody wanted Lindsay. If you look at who's worth more now, right now it's Lindsay. People go through phases. If our basement flooded the way it is now and ruined all our dolls, which would be a devastating thing. If that happened and it ruined all our dolls, it would be devastating. But at least, even though it ruined their value and took them away, at least I have the memories of the dolls, and at least I had fun with them while I had them. But if, say, I was collecting all my dolls for value, and I had them all boxed, and all as mint as I could get them,
you never let them see the light of day because you
and then the basement flooded and ruined them, not only did I lose my money, which is all I had them for, but I got no enjoyment out of them.
Being really successful, making tons of money, having things that are impressive, that are rare, that are valuable, what does it really mean? It's honestly more like how to show off to other people and prove your worth to other people than it is about being content with yourself. Having a ton of subscribers on YouTube doesn't make you more or less valuable than someone. And you have to kind of look at it like that. I think people, like, for me, I see it all the time, spamming my comments, spamming other people's comments. Subscribe to my channel. I'll subscribe to you if you subscribe to me. I want to get so many views and so many likes. It's like, but what does that mean? I wouldn't trade my channel with someone that had 1 million subscribers, because I see the interaction that people have with me on my channel, telling me that like my videos have inspired them in some way, have made them happy, have relaxed them. Like, I never expected that when I started making videos. The most I was expecting to get out of it was like, I helped someone fix a doll. I helped someone identify a doll. I didn't honestly think that like my message would really translate and it would really genuinely help people. And to know that like I've helped someone not feel so alone, or I've inspired someone to stick to like to being true to themselves, that's amazing. And you can't put a value or a number on that. Whereas I see people who have millions of subscribers and all the comments are just, I like your hair, like hate comments, and like, oh, let's support small YouTubers. I mean, that's, you have to kind of look at it like, what's the deeper meaning, the deeper value in everything that you do, in your doll collecting, in your life. Like, what are you trying to get out of something? Why start a YouTube channel if it's just to make money and just to get views? If you don't actually enjoy making videos, if you don't know what you're trying to say, make what you love, do what you love. It doesn't matter if other people validate that or not, because other people's validation is not going to make you happy. It's just not. Because at the end of the day, you're stuck with you all the time, and how you think of yourself is the most important thing. And I had to learn that the hard way a lot in life. I gave up dolls to please other people. I tried keeping dolls boxed to please other collectors when I started collecting. I tried customizing dolls and not having duplicates because I thought that that would make me a better collector. I did all kinds of things that aren't true to myself just to like please other people, to retain value. Like, my motive, my end goal, I don't have one. I literally am just living in this moment because this moment is all I have. I can tell you right now, my mom did not plan to die at 40 years old. My dad did not plan to die 10 years after her. Like, that's not how I envisioned my life when I was a little kid. That's not how, when I graduated high school, that's not how I envisioned my life. I didn't imagine losing my dad before I turned 21 years old.
I didn't envision, when I first applied to work where I work now, I expected to be doing one job, and I wound up doing another. And, you know,
a lesser paying job.
A lesser paying job. But, you know, I honest to God wouldn't change that, because it's like what we've been saying about the value of something, and I'm happy where I am, and I think that all you really have in this life is happiness and being kind to people and trying to make a difference. And if you lose that, make more that is only like going to help you attain more of those extrinsic factors, then you've lost something precious.
When you do things just to live up to society standards, just to keep up with the Joneses, so to speak, you aren't ever going to meet people's standards. You're unemployed, people rag on you, like, when are you going to get a job? Then you get a job. When are you going to get promoted? When are you going to get a better job? When you're dating someone, when are you going to get married? When you're married, when are you going to have kids? Like, people always are going to keep trying to get you to level up. Like,
you should just impress only yourself.
fulfill yourself and do what makes you happy. If you want to open your dolls, or take out the hair elastics, or you want to fix them a certain way, even if it keeps them not original, like if you want to restring them or restuff them or touch up their face paint, or whatever it is that you want to do, if you don't want to have a complete line of dolls because you just aren't interested in having the complete line of dolls, or you want to collect a dollar store doll even though they'll never be worth anything, like, do what you want to do. Eventually you just won't care about pleasing this imaginary society that we all feel pressured to conform to. And that's not to say that if you want to keep your dolls boxed or you want to sell your dolls that there's anything wrong with that. But at least have some fun while you do it, because you really don't know if you're going to get any of your money back on anything in life. And the way I see it is, there's no use crying over spilled milk or spent money. Everything in your life should have some kind of deeper value to it. The people in your life, the things that you do. You know, I mean, we all have to do things sometimes that don't make us happy, but there should be some deeper happiness you're getting out of it. Even if you, like, hate working your job at retail, knowing that you're providing for your kids, or knowing that, like, this is helping you achieve your dream. You know, everything should have some sort of deeper value to it, because things like money and popularity and numbers and statistics and all that, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. You can't take those things with you. And that's not how people are going to remember you. People aren't going to remember what was in your bank account or how pretty you were. People are going to remember how you affected them and how you touched their lives. That's how I think of my dolls. I don't look at them and even remember how much money I spent on most of them. I think of the memory, of the feeling, of what I learned from that particular doll. That's what I see when I see my dolls, and that's what I'm trying to share with you. So whatever it is in life, just know that the value is the value you give it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, love your dolls, love yourself, and love your life.